Bonjour à tous. Happy Thursday. Joyeux jeudi, as we say in French. Very excited to be here with all of you again. We're going to have a little bit more of the conversation from last week. And we will talk a little bit more also about other things as well. Let me just invite here our dear friend and colleague at work. Here we go. Voilà, voilà. Très bien, très bien. So I hope you're having a great week. Just getting here to figure this out still under the Facebook Live. Voila. Just inviting here a few people to the live of Thursday. Et voilà. Here we go. Hello, welcome. Yes.
Oh,
Awesome.
hello. Oh, give me a second
Bienvenue
here.
and bonjour, Cornell.
A
We made
little
it.
bright. Yep, give me a second here.
Sure. Pas
Bring
de
the light down.
problème.
Oh, is it there? Ah, here we are. Hello, hello.
Pas de
Bonjour.
problème. Very nice seeing you again. So happy you're here.
Nice to
Takes
be
me a
seen.
bit of a little bit of few minutes to join and make it everything live.
Yes.
So exciting that you're able to join again.
And so, first of all, welcome back to the States.
Oh,
I understand you are in Florida
merci.
now.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. That's right. Last week, we didn't see you, but I'm glad you're here today. Yes, back here in the US, very excited. I did post some things here on the Facebook about my rush through Madrid airport, and the surprise how big the airport was, which was a surprise for me. Having
Okay.
just taking time at the before the gate and having a cafe and all of that, and if I figure out that the train is about 25 minutes or so, then here I am kind of rushing now to the gate. So
Okay.
was a surprise, but we learn every day, right?
Yes,
So
indeed.
that was interesting. But I'm glad to be here, back here in the US for some time, for a little bit of a few weeks here.
Okay.
And before I take you back again to France and Europe together.
Okay.
Yes,
Very
so
good.
very
Very good.
exciting. So yes, so let me finish a little bit what I started last week. So I was talking about bonjour and ça va.
All right.
So I'd love to actually interview you and see what you know and what you remember or you experience or what you heard, either way.
Okay.
Um, what do you know about, how the European, and we're going to talk about the French today, how important it is for us, to really to greet when you greet somebody, to say bonjour.
Okay. Well, to my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong. Ooh, a little bit of background noise there. Sorry about that. Okay, it is very important to have greetings. And I live in New York. I live in Harlem, New York, but my family is from the south of the United States, from Charleston, South Carolina. And
Mm-hmm.
down there, it is very important to greet people. It is what we call in the colloquy of the South, we call it hailing people. We say hail, but no, we'd actually say it like that. But you greet you greet people if you pass someone sitting on their porch or sitting in front of their home or sitting in their stoop and you see them, you wave at them and you say hello. And in fact, I learned this as a younger child, that
Mm-hmm.
because everyone in the neighborhood down there knows everyone. So all of
Oh.
the grandparents know the grandparents. So if I was walking around the neighborhood and passed
Mm-hmm.
by some, older woman sitting on the porch and didn't say anything, by the time I would get back to my grandmother's house, it's like, you passed by Mrs. So and so and you didn't hail her?
Oh. Oh my gosh.
Oh no,
Okay.
this was quite a faux pas. See what I did there?
Mm.
Um,
Faux
so
pas. Bravo.
yeah, yes. So I understood from a very young age, and for now, the culture shock was after
Mm-hmm.
spending the 2 months of the summer down in
Mm-hmm.
this environment, I would come back to New York,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm passing New York and saying, "Hey, good morning," and they're like,
Et voilà. It's like, what's going
"Yes,
on there?
yes." It's like,
Yes.
okay, wait a minute, different
Mm-hmm.
environment, different cultural
Mm.
approach.
Mm-hmm.
But in fact, I was thinking in anticipation of our meeting today, you
Mm-hmm.
know that among Americans there is this reputation, whether it's true or not, that
Mm-hmm.
French people are rude, especially if you don't speak the language. Now, I've been to France twice myself, and this was
Mm-hmm.
not my experience at all. I found that, and I don't speak very much French at all. In fact, that's why
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be working with you a little bit because I'm planning a tour through Europe next summer, and just
Mm-hmm.
to get up a little bit, I don't expect I'm going to become fluent in that period of time, but I'll get a little bit more. I
We
think what
train
it
you.
is,
We no
yes,
worry.
I think what it is that Americans go over there and they're like typical Americans. They'll go into it, coach, hey, can I have a coffee? And it's like, pardon? You know, where's the, bonjour, ça va?
Mm-hmm. Et voilà. Yeah.
S'il vous
Mm-hmm.
plaît, may I have a, blah, blah, blah. But say if we just be the typical American thing, hurry up, chop, 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 quick, fast, in a hurry. I
Mm-hmm.
think we're the rude ones. And
Okay.
what we're finding the standoffishness because we're violating the
Mm-hmm.
cultural civility of something as simple as just that initial greeting. Now, I am a person who's like that because I'm conditioned from my southern roots. So I always
Mm.
greet the person behind the desk or say good morning. Even if I say it
Mm.
in English, I'm always
Mm-hmm.
going to say that because also I've done a lot of retail work. I've flipped burgers in both McDonald's and Burger King. I've worked in fat
Mm-hmm.
chicken restaurants. I've worked in
Mm-hmm.
convenience stores. So I know what it is to be the person behind the counter.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, it makes a difference if someone just starts that encounter. Look, I know you're just there to buy something. You don't know me from Adam's house cat, as my mother used to say. But if you just take the time to say, hey, how you doing? You know what?
Mm-hmm.
That just changes everything. And so now
Exactement.
that I'm the person on this side of the register, I
Mm-hmm.
always make it a point because I want to have as pleasant an experience as possible. And especially if you're like a waiter and you're going to
Mm-hmm.
go somewhere and bring me my food,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to be in a good mood because
Mm-hmm.
you see my food before I do. And
Mm-hmm.
if I put you in a bad mood, I don't necessarily know. Maybe there might be some extra ingredients on that plate that I wasn't
Oh no.
aware of.
Oh
You know
no.
what I'm saying? So it
Yes.
makes a difference. Be polite, and why not? You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
Why not?
So, so what I'm understanding and hearing here is depending really the place, maybe the state, the regions. Here in the U.S., it's more maybe more tolerated to say it or not to say it.
Yes,
That's
and
right. So
expected, more expected, I
expected.
would say.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah. So here in Florida, I mean, we're very casual, and there are sometimes just hey, we just go like that, or not even greet. Sometimes, it's not a big deal if we don't greet over here. So we will
right,
talk just about Florida for now, and maybe New York and the other
right,
states where you were and grew up, as we know it by experience. And I would say that in France, doesn't matter where you are, it's very
right.
important to know. And I was, starting to mention it last week. It's very important. Doesn't matter. Even you enter in a taxi, you enter in a restaurant, a store. Doesn't matter where you are. You definitely want to say bonjour. Okay.
Yes,
Now, if you want to be a little bit more formal, if you see a madame, you can say bonjour, madame. If you see a gentleman, you will say
right,
bonjour, monsieur. That's a plus for sure.
right,
Now, if you do not say bonjour, whether you forgot or you're on the phone or whatever it is,
right,
as I mentioned, they will definitely remind you. They probably won't even want to talk to you.
right.
So it's not that they are rude. It's just part of the greeting. And if you don't start a conversation by saying bonjour, I mean, there is not much
Yes,
more to
right,
say. We
right,
need to connect, and
right.
that's the key. As we do in ABC here, it's all about connection. right?
Yeah.
And the way I teach also is a little bit different than from school, is really connect with the people first. And then the
Yes.
conversation, whether you speak the language or not, things
Yeah.
will just flow much
Exactly.
easier.
And
So
this is
very
my
important.
understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
part of what is unique about the ABC method is that more so than worrying about vocabulary and conjugation and grammar, it is really, as you said, it is about the culture. It is about the connection. It is about the
Mm-hmm.
context in terms of our common humanity. Because let's face it, what is language about? Language is about communication from one human mind to another human mind.
Mm-hmm.
And are unless we're in a test where we're taking a course and we're getting graded, is the specifics of the details, is the precision really what's important? For example, here in New York, there's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of Spanish speaking people.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a patois sort of jokingly referred to as Spanglish, where it's a little bit of Spanish, it's a little bit of English, but you know what? It's enough that you can understand each other,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And there's a lot of people, you'll hear among Americans, oh, they come over here, they can't even speak the language. Like, yeah, yeah, but you know what? They come over here and they can succeed with you. You can't go to Spain or China or France or India or Vietnam or wherever. You
Mm-hmm.
try speaking only their language, see how well you do. They come over
Mm-hmm.
here, and in a few years, they might not speak it textbook perfect, but they get enough across to communicate and for you to
Mm.
understand what they're
That's a
doing.
good
And
point.
that's
Mm-hmm.
what really matters. And this is, I see with the ABC method, it's like, you can get as precise as you want to as the ABC method client. But
Mm-hmm.
more importantly, let's cut to the heart of what is it that you're looking to accomplish. You're looking to communicate with people, to communicate effectively, and as you said, to make that connection. If you're going to
C'est vrai.
France in 3 months, you're not going to become a fluent speaker unless we somehow put you under hypnotherapy and pour it directly into your brain. So, what is the best we can accomplish in that limited amount of time? What are you looking to do? You're looking to get out of the airport, get into your taxi, go to your
Mm-hmm.
hotel, go to a restaurant, walk down the street,
Mm-hmm.
ask some conversation, and meet some occasional people and have a pleasant conversation with them.
Voilà.
So
That's right.
let's focus on that. And
Mm-hmm.
and then over the time and the years, you can get as precise, you can get drilled down as much too. But forget all of that, je m'appelle,
Mm-hmm.
conjugate, du, tu, vous.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's not language. That's not
Mm-hmm.
communication.
Mm-hmm.
That's structure.
Mm-hmm. And
But what is
details,
language?
yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, the more important is to communicate. So that's for sure. I mean, once you know how to communicate in any languages, even in your own, because we could be
Mhm.
American here, and I'm American as well. I'm a Franco-American. I have become American a few years back as well. But does it really matter where we're from if we don't even know how to communicate in our own language with our own
Exactly.
culture? And it happens.
Exactly.
It happens
Right.
a lot. That's why we have
And
issues
not,
and
yes.
challenges and
Woo-hoo.
misunderstanding, right?
And not to go down any political rabbit hole, but let's just say there are a lot of people in this country who all speak the same language, but they are not communicating with each other.
That's right. They do not speak the same language at the
No,
end.
they
Yeah.
use the same words and the same vocabulary, but
Mm-hmm.
they're not speaking the same language. Very excellent
Voila.
point.
Yes. So that's really right there. Once you understand that and you get the foundation of how to communicate, doesn't matter whether you know the vocabulary or not. We
Right.
work on it and you get the basics. So that's awesome. So the next thing I want to go, I know time's run. I'd like to say to you, so once we say bonjour, usually we also say ça va,
Ah, ça
right?
va bien, merci. Et tout?
Voilà. Merci. Très bien. Et toi, merci.
Et toi?
So basically, yes, it's a great way to communicate. I mean, it's not like you're going to a store and then people asking how you're doing, right?
Right.
Not as it is or as fluent, I would say, okay, as it is
Right.
over here. Here's how you doing, right?
Yeah.
So, but we will, when we get into a situation where you maybe introduce to some other friends or meet people or get to know the person better, then you would ask, ça va?
Right.
With a question
Right.
mark. So you go raise the voice, ça va, right? So we'll talk more about that when we come to do the event, which I'm very excited about. We're aiming for about 6 weeks or so to make events where you guys can join. you'd be all welcome to join, and we'll talk more about details about all of that. But that's just to give you an idea how to really start communicating in another language. Everything is possible, pas de problème. Just let it be, let it go. Just like I did with Facebook today. I had no idea. I did it for the second time or third time, and I'm still figuring it out. And I'm not even talking. So hopefully you went through that patience of a couple of minutes here before you get to hear us. But doesn't matter. Pas de problème, right?
Yes.
Do I stress about it? No, pas de problème. So before you go, Cornell, I know it's Christmas time, so I want to make a little, it's only once a year. So for whoever, follow Christmas, love to share with you how we say in French.
Okay.
Any idea, Cornell?
Would that be a Joyeux Noël?
Yeah, bravo. Very nice. Yes. So I have started to post Christmas in France, particularly in south of France where I was. How it is, how we celebrate Christmas, how we put the light on, how we put the decoration, how the villages are all enlightened, I would say, with different marché de Noël and so on. So I've put some video there and so on. But I will also put it there for you how to spell it, Joyeux
Okay.
Noël.
Okay.
I think for many of you know the word Noël already, right,
Yes.
Cornell? Do you do?
Yes. Oh, we
How
have
do you know the
the
word
Christmas
Noël?
we have Christmas carols. The first Noel the angels did sing was a certain poor shepherds in fields when they lived. So yeah, and now we don't even
Nice.
think about it. We don't know that we're speaking French when we sing that song.
Mm,
We're just singing a Christmas song that we
awesome.
grew up singing. See?
Voila, right there. So you speak French, Cornell. You don't even know you speak it, right? Is
Exactly.
that what it is?
Yeah, yes, of course.
Yes,
C'est vrai.
indeed it is. So that's awesome. Yeah. So just like that, Noel, as you just mentioned it. So joyeux, we wish you a merry and Noel Christmas. So it is in just few days. What are we today? 21st, is that right?
21st,
Yeah,
right? So it's
21.
4 days from now.
Yeah,
It's
so
Monday.
that's very exciting. So it will be our last live before Christmas. I want to really make it a moment here for 2023 before we turn into 2024. We will meet again between Christmas and New Year. So we'll talk about New Year as well and more about some French culture and vocabulary and expressions and communications all together.
And here is
So,
the interesting
mm-hmm,
thing, a little thing to share with whoever may be watching this.
mm-hmm.
The next time we get together, that will be my 63rd birthday.
That's right. So I'm not going to wish you a happy birthday yet, but I will next week.
Okay. Okay,
Yes.
merci.
So we learn about how to say Merry Christmas and Merry Birthday.
Okay.
Keep that
Happy
in
birthday.
mind. Yes. But Merry Birthday, as we say actually in French, very
Oh,
similar.
okay.
Yes.
Okay, very
So
good.
not to say it today, but keep that in mind for how to wish you a happy birthday.
Yeah,
Same
something
as
to look
Merry
forward to.
Christmas. Yes.
Okay.
Formidable. Yay!
Ah,
So happy. Yes. So Joyeux Noël again for if you're celebrating all around the world, wherever you are. So excited to be with all of you. Let's connect
yeah.
and let's communicate. How about that?
And those of you who are watching the replay, please feel free to leave some comments and, communicate with us.
Yay! Très bien. Merci. À
Okay.
bientôt.
À
Bonne
bientôt.
semaine. Joyeux
Ciao,
Noël.
ciao.
À bientôt.